Well, he had the cash, the ground game, and the star power. So what happened? Today, Mayor Rahm Emanuel announced he will not seek a third term. Shocking. Not really, though, says a close friend and confidant.
Third terms are treacherous, and that's been true all over the country. And he was aware of that, and he was worried about it. Rarely do people in politics make a mistake by leaving too early, but often they make the mistake of staying too long.
CBS News' Dana Kozlov is live outside of City Hall with more on why now. So, Dana, why now?
Well, Rob, you know, this really is a complete about-face for Mayor Emanuel, who announced just last October he planned to seek a third term. So clearly, in the last 11 months, something dramatically changed.
I've decided not to seek re-election.
Mayor Rahm Emanuel's announcement seemed to come from nowhere, made just hours after he helped welcome Chicago public school students back for a new year. A stunner to some, but not to all.
The mayor and I have been talking for months about what his plans would be.
Political strategist David Axelrod isn't only a longtime friend. He served in President Barack Obama's White House alongside Emanuel.
He didn't have confidence that he could perform at the same level over the next 4 years as he has over the last 8. Most mayors don't.
Axelrod believes he's stepping aside now to give others the chance to enter the already crowded mayor's race. Political consultant Cobb thinks there's more to it.
I just knew that the poll numbers were low, and that given the poll numbers, where was the path to victory?
Add the upcoming murder trial of Chicago police officer Jason Van Dyke to the mix, and Cobb says the timing makes sense, both of which Axelrod dismisses.
He knows, obviously, what he did and didn't do around that tragedy, and so I don't think he was nervous about any revelations from the trial.
Then there's another thought. A source close to Emanuel's inner circle believes he would only step away if it wouldn't hurt Amazon's chances of coming to the city. AKA, he has information that Amazon is not coming to Chicago.
I don't think that's true.
But is there an heir apparent, similar to the way Mayor Daley paved the way for Mayor Emanuel's run? Those I spoke with tonight say they don't think so, at least not yet. Live outside Chicago City Hall, Dana Kozlov, CBS 2 News. Rob?
Yeah, pretty insightful stuff there from David Axelrod. Dana, thank you.